This week on the podcast, I sit down with a real beautiful soul, a real tender heart. His name is Kemp Eagle Edquist, and he tells a harrowing story of how his family fled the icy, unfunny terrain of Canada to land in Bellingham, Washington. We talk about finding inspiration for comedy. We talk about getting angry while building tables from IKEA. We get sad and nostalgic remembering Sonic's basketball. And we never even mentioned Sean Kemp once. How sad is that? Eagle tells a hilarious story about having a 5-minute setup to a joke he didn't even get to finish sharing the punchline on because he ran the light by 2 minutes. We dive into theories on how many punches to your head you have to take before you can become a comedian, and also the frustrations of watching football with brand new football fans and how maddening and psychotic they are. We also talk about The Rock winning the presidency, what that would look like, and also would he change the address to 1600 Jabronni Boulevard? That's all on this week's edition of The Tipsy Pollock.
Hello there. Warm salutations and greetings from the bottom of the barrel. This is the Tipsy Pollock, a weekly podcast where I, Nate Wazinski, hang out, have a beer, and chit-chat with people in my life. If you have any sort of education or you care about self-respect or how people view you, don't tell anyone that you listen to this podcast. However, if you would like to be a part of the conversation, here's what you gotta do. You gotta like us on social media, all the social media platforms, Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Want advice on how to be a good mom to your stupid kid? Maybe you want to rant about how stupid those shitbirds on The View are? Or something you feel strongly about? Women's rights, gun control, comedy, movies, whatever it is, send us an email at thetipsypollock@gmail.com, and we just may read it and attempt to help you out right here on the podcast. Once again, that's thetipsypollock@gmail.com. So one more time, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, send us your questions and opinions to thetipsypollock@gmail.com, and of course, subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, wherever podcasts can be harvested for their organs. So without further ado, you are now listening to The Tipsy Pollock.
So what it is it's a comedy showcase. It's the first one I have had like a 10-month hiatus. So now the reboot's happening.
Yeah.
On January 27th at the Way Post, doing the plug right now.
Yeah.
So
At the what post?
The Way Post.
The Way?
Yeah.
The Way Post.
If there's a will, there's a Way Post.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, it's a showcase. Well, we have like music, and then we have like, I don't mind telling you now, but we have like I have a full band backing me now. So
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're doing like I'm trying to do like more monologue style.
Oh.
Not so much my regular stand-up material. Like similar to like my material, but like I'm gonna have a band behind me, like playing riffs, and we've been practicing like how to like deliver it, and
yeah,
it's gonna be really cool.
10-month hiatus, huh?
Yeah.
You were locked up for a while. I
Yeah.
read that in the paper.
Yeah. Those damn papers fucking Willamette Week up my ass.
They'll just fucking write anything, won't they?
They just anything. But they don't think women comedian are funny.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
So like they did this thing, top 5 funniest comedians in Portland. But it was, I think you had to like vote on it. Like people had to vote. There was not a single female comedian that was on that list, and I sure as shit know there are a ton of them.
Yeah.
So just kind of seemed a little different for Portland culture.
Yeah, that is kind of weird, especially if it's like an internal voting thing.
Yeah.
Like if Portland's voting on itself and then they leave out like all the women. Yeah, I've been to so many open mics and stuff, and women slay.
Yeah, they're great.
At times they're so much more, I feel like, especially cities like Portland, Seattle.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like women are almost more, I don't know what the word for it is, like more like they just slay.
Yeah.
You know, they go hard in the paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They don't. Women comedians in Portland are awesome, which is funny. We have a write-in to where they can ask questions. I put a little post in the story, and one of the questions is, who is your favorite female comedian? Someone wrote it in for us. I think it'd be a good time to. Who is your favorite female comedian?
Let's see. I would say that all the ones that I've seen would be Whitney Cummings.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, she's fantastic.
She's hilarious. And she's funny on the fly, too. Like, if you ever see her, like, on the podcast and stuff like that,
I just love that quick-witted, snappy, like, I'm like Theo Vaughn, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Is my favorite example of that.
Nice. He's so that'd be funny if we were talking about female comedians. We just go off on
segue to Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he did open a set once at Harvey's. He had just gotten his like mullet.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, dude, this is like the most gender neutral haircut ever, bruh. I could be the world's toughest lesbian. You wouldn't know right from wrong."
It's so true.
Yeah, I mean, like Molly Smithson's really funny. Amanda Lynn Deal's really funny. Debbie Wooten, I think she's based out of Tacoma, but I've seen her in Portland quite a bit. Julia Ramos is really funny. Yeah. Tori Ward, like there's a lit. I mean, it's just silly to me that Willamette we couldn't. I mean, who was
the top 5? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see if I can remember off the top of my head, and we can maybe go back and edit this. But it's like Dylan Carlino, and these people are all very funny, but just how there wasn't a woman on the top 5 was just interesting. I was just like, whoa, that's really let's see, Dylan Carlino, Lance Edward, Ben Harkins, spacing, but.
What was Adam Posey on there? Or Posse?
Posse won the Portland's Funniest Person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
okay.
I'm really excited because the Loads of Laughs, which is the name of my comedy show, we have a 2-show deal, and the second one was on February 24th, and he's going to be on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So, did you grow up in Portland then?
No, I'm from Bellingham, Washington, which is like an hour and a half north of Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I saw your Sonics hat, I was just like, my man.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Did your family escape Canada and come down here?
My whole mom's side of the family's still up there, man.
Oh, are they really?
I don't know if they're ice fishing, playing hockey, or some shit. One of them like messes around with pinball machines. He just has like a garage full of parts and pinball machines.
Oh, dude, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Going back to the female comedians,
right?
Have you ever watched any of Miss Pat's stuff?
No, I don't. Is she on one of Rogan's guests? Like she thinks
she's been on. I think she's been on Rogan. She's hilarious though. Her story is insane. She has this book out. It's called Rabbit, and it's just her life story, right? It's a memoir. It is insane. Like she's been shot in the head, like all sorts, like this tragic story. I thought it was going to be a comedy book, and I barely even laughed. You know?
Wow.
It's just
like interesting stories,
like super sad stories.
Oh no!
Like halfway through, I'm just bawling. This isn't funny at all.
Comedies and tragedies, my friend.
Yeah. So what is where do you find inspiration for your comedy?
Oh, so I'm very observational. I see things and they just like annoy me.
Yeah.
I try to like flip the script and see if I can make them funny. Just a lot of stuff that happens at work. Like what do you do to stack the paper? Yeah,
I work for the state of Washington.
Oh, very cool.
Government job. I'm like the Ron Swanson.
There you go.
Of the state agencies.
It's not like that where one guy's digging a ditch and there's 6 guys around
Yeah, no,
him.
it's exactly like that.
Yeah, just like work stuff. Like I work at a beer hall and we deal with a lot of weddings.
Oh.
And like I work in the back of house. I'm a cook, and I just like see all these people on, a real special day, but they just like forget how to like do things.
Yeah.
Like saw a lady with a snot-nosed, snot rag, just like, oh my god, like what do I do with this? It's and I'm like, go to the garbage and throw it in the garbage, and they're, what? But where do I find such a place of refuse? I'm like, ask someone. Yeah. I'm just like, this happens just regularly.
Like people just forget what a garbage can is. Like, what? I don't know what to do with this empty plate. Like, what do I do? I'm just gonna set it here. I'm like, that's where there's a bunch of food around it. You probably shouldn't put that there.
Yeah. Health code.
Yeah, people get nuts, man, especially in large groups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like what my annoyances are right now, I think it's probably just myself. You know what I mean? Like, I just get annoyed with myself so much. That's probably my wife's annoyance too, is myself.
Yeah. You just like are doing something like, fuck. Like,
yeah, and my wife's like looks at what I'm doing. She's like, fuck. So my kids walk in. Fuck. You know, it's
just a sea of fucks.
Yeah, just a sea of fucks when Dad's doing a project.
Yeah. He's yelling. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll be working on something, like a project, and there have been times where, like, my girlfriend's like, you're getting, like, really angry, like, working on this thing. I'm like, you have to get angry at it. That's part of the process.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not angry at you or really anybody. I'm just the process. Yep. And then once it's all complete, it's just like, you went through these hardships.
Yeah. Like, you kind of bond with your project, your material, your bookshelf, or whatever the fuck you're building.
Yeah, fucking IKEA bullshit.
Oh yeah, I can't even do that anymore. That's like grown dude Lego sets.
Yeah,
you know. I mean, it was cool at the beginning when we first got it. You're like, oh, you know, you get like I don't know what's some shit, like a bookshelf or a table, like a table, something simple, like a coffee table.
Yeah,
it has 400,000 parts.
Yeah,
you know, and they're all like not all under an inch.
Yeah,
it's like, I have no idea, and you spend 4 days trying to put this thing together. Mm-hmm. You have all these parts left over, and it looks exactly like the picture. So you're like, I guess this will do.
Yeah,
you know.
And then you have like a bag of like nuts and bolts afterwards. Like, what? Why?
Yeah, dude. And then you save them just in case you figured out what it's for later. So like years down the road, you just have a whole drawer full of IKEA parts.
Yeah.
Build another table.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But you grew up in Bellingham. When did you move down to Portland?
2012.
2012. What brought you down to Portland?
So I had Bellingham's one of those towns, and I love Bellingham. But if are you originally from Vancouver? Mm-hmm. No,
I grew up in Yakima.
Oh, okay. So like the town that you grow up in, Bellingham is big enough. It's like a small city, but it has that small town vibe where everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
And if you just keep going through the motions, like I went to high school, graduated, fucked around with some community college. I still haven't like gone to school because the student debts like cripple me emotionally. I'm like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, and financially.
I can't even pay off my credit card debt, let alone $30,000 of student loans.
Right.
But so I was just working at like a job where I'd hit my ceiling, and it was good enough money to like be okay, but I want to make more money. But then I'd go out and like get fucked up with everyone like that I knew, but it just was repetitive every weekend, the same stuff. Right. Go out to the bars every Friday and Saturday night and then work. I'm like, man, there's more to life than that. And there's just like, we have a whole world. And I mean, I know Portland's not very far. It's like 275 miles or something. But I had buddies that had moved down here who were musicians, and they were like, man, you should just come check out Portland. We think you'd really like it. And so I came and visited a few times, and I was like, man, I'm just going to do it. Like, I told very few people, like close friends in my family, and I just got up and moved down here. My friends had an open room, like 400 flat.
Oh, yeah.
That included HBO. I'm like, I'm fucking there, man.
Nice. 400 flat and HBO?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty awesome.
Comcast with all the premium bullshitty packages.
Yeah. So you came down here and you've been doing your thing ever since. Did you do comedy up in Bellingham, or was that a thing when you came down here?
It was a thing when I came down here. Like, I love stand up. Like, this might be an unpopular opinion, but like, I don't know. I really like Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Like when he was big, like
Yeah.
in the, I don't know, I was in like high school, maybe a little after. He has big like stadium show, something. The inner circle or the complete circle. Vicious circle. That's it. Yeah. I was like, man, like this dude's really funny. And I mean, I'd seen like one of my favorite comedians is like Eddie Murphy with like Ron Delirious.
Yeah.
Nothing can touch that. And like, I love Andrew Dice Clay, and
Oh, dude, yeah.
people nowadays are like, man, fuck that guy. But I'm like, he was like,
Pioneer.
he's pioneer, and like, yeah, you know, his opening line to like the Dice Man cometh is, so I got my tongue up this chick's ass,
Yeah.
and just people are like, he's just so vulgar. I'm like, he's like not, he's a character.
Yeah. Yeah, and too, like, nobody was doing anything like that. So, I mean, where people don't realize, like, stand-up being an art, like, that's exactly what it was. Like, he was saying something, like, and people were saying at the time, I remember people saying, like, oh, he just says like, the most shocking thing ever. It's like, okay, well, you try and come up with the most shocking thing ever, get up in front of a room full of people and say it with the most utmost confidence.
Yeah.
And see how it lands.
Yeah.
Like there's an art to what Dice does, you know. And he might not be the nicest dude in the world or whatever, but he's a genius. He's brilliant at what he does.
I think he's great. I don't know. It's just, I think people get a little too sensitive. It's just like, hey, everyone, it's comedy. Like, yeah, we're trying to make you laugh, and sometimes we're going to push some boundaries and some envelopes, but that's like what, unless you're just being like a full-blown racist or, you know, homophobe. I mean, that stuff's uncalled for, but when you're just like, I got my tongue up this chick's ass, and people are like, oh, I'm offended. It's like, you ever put it?
Like it's not your tongue?
Yeah. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, you should try it. It's fun. Like, shit, man.
Yeah. So like my take on comedy is kind of like they evolve, but like where I'm kind of at right now is with this whole cancel culture thing. I think everybody should be able to say whatever they want because like the racists and the homophobes, like those true dudes that get up there and they're like, whoa, dude, people are going to weed those guys out so fast. So sure, let them say whatever because they're going to go outside the club and get their ass kicked.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you say something wrong on the mic and you're trying to make people laugh, that's one thing. But if you're getting up there like spreading hate, the crowd isn't going to tolerate that.
Yeah.
Alex Avery was just on here and he was talking about he was saying that too, like the Portland crowds are like they make you earn the laugh. Like and that's so good for comedians because it weeds out those people who have those issues and they're not trying to work through it. They're trying to like, there's a difference between like, okay, some dude growing up in a city predominantly white, maybe raised by racist parents or whatever, and he's like trying to work through his shit and he realizes like whatever's in him is not good, and he's like working through that stuff on the mic and acknowledging that it's whatever, and maybe he trips up or whatever, but there's a difference between that guy and then the guy who's like still a part of that vein of thinking, like expressing like the Mexicans, you know, like I don't know.
Did you see, I mean, Instagram has those like little clips of videos. There's a new Amazon special. Are you familiar with Russell Peters?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I just saw the clip, but it makes me want to watch the special because he's hilarious. Like, yeah, you know, like I'm Mexican and my wife's Indian. So it's like my kid's going to engineer the wall.
Right. And then help build it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's really funny. Yeah, my wife's Mexican.
Actually, today's Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, shout out
to the doctor.
To the doctor, yeah.
To the doc, man. Yeah, for sure. Oh, what'd you think of the game yesterday?
Oh, man. Well,
the games.
I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so not very good.
Oh, no.
I worked on my taxes.
Did you cry a little bit?
On the inside.
Oh, I bet you died.
Oh,
just a tad.
27-0. I like looked around your neighborhood. I'm like, this is a really mixed community. And not race. I see Seahawks flags and I saw Niners flags.
Yeah.
And it's like a cul-de-sac divided.
Yeah, it is a cul-de-sac divided. I think they got a fight scheduled for the park later on.
Oh man, just
Yeah.
a sea of red and a
Yep.
sea of blue.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I'm gonna go and film.
Nice.
I'm not gonna participate this year.
Some Cardinals fans will, referee it.
Yeah, they're gonna ref it.
Yeah, we suck. Let's just let them fight it out.
Yeah.
Maybe Kyler Murray will do something next year.
Oh man, you think they'll bring back the Sonics?
So I've had many a nights to think about this because Gary Payton's my favorite basketball player of all time.
Oh, the glove, right on.
Yeah, every time I went to a few Sonics games in my youth. Actually got to see Michael Jordan play his last game as a Bull against Seattle, like when he
Dude.
was doing his like retirement year. Mm-hmm. You know, they played in Seattle. My parents were like, "We gotta go." Like,
Yeah.
there's only gonna be one Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember that. But like the glove, he'd hit so many 3-pointers and it'd be like, "Oh boy, Oberto."
Yeah.
And be like, "Gary Payton." And then like his legs would turn into wheels and make screeching
Yeah.
tire sounds.
Dude, that was such a awesome time. So like that was such informative time in my youth.
Yeah.
Like watching Gary Payton or Frank Burkowski.
Yeah.
Detlef Schrempf.
Hershey Hawkins.
Hershey Hawkins, yep. Even the days of Ray Allen were fun.
Yeah.
You know?
What's that one European player's name? Like Vladimir.
Oh, something
I always
ski.
wanted something ski. I wanted to say Ibrahimovic, but that's a soccer player. And that's not even the right.
Vladimir.
He was like pretty good for a couple of years.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
He was like a greasier Wally Serbiak.
Yeah. That's funny.
He was always sweaty. I'm like, why are you so sweaty, dude? Take a shower.
I hope they bring him back, man. The city of Seattle keeps shooting that shit down, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Like, it really, like, you being a Sonics fan, I mean, it hit us hard. Like, fucking Clay Bennett just buying the team. Oh, we're not doing anything. Oh, we're actually going to Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I, like, still to this day kind of resent the NBA a little bit. And all my friends are like, NBA is like the funnest sport, like basketball. The NBA is the best to watch. I'm like, man, I'd rather watch golf. Like,
Yeah. It's hard to watch. Like, I haven't really watched. Like, I'll watch the playoffs every year, but it's hard to watch the NBA after the Sonics left.
yeah.
For me, anyway. Like, it's like, who do I root for? Because, like, I feel like I'm cheating if I root for anybody else. Even the Blazers, like I want to root for the Blazers. It's just tough.
Yeah, that was me, and this is how I always explain it to people. Like, the Sonics were my parents, and then they moved away, and I had no idea, and so I'm just an orphan kid. And when I moved to Portland, like,
Yeah.
Blazer fans are really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
The majority of them that I've met, super cool. And they're just like, hey, you follow hoop? And I'm like, like, I'm a diehard Oregon Duck fan, so I watch, Ducks play college ball. But like, no, the Sonics, they were my team. Like, man, oh no, I'm ringing. Perfect. I'm gonna put shit on silent because that was the only phone call I was kind of waiting on today. Perfect.
That was when I had Alex Avery on my last guest. He got a text, and I was like, I just jokingly said, you have to read whatever text you get if you receive it on when we're recording.
I love Alex. He's great.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, that dude hustles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very hard worker. Mm-hmm. Mad respect to him.
Yeah.
I've had him on my show, loads of laughs a couple times, and he's just like, I don't know. I try to, whenever I do booking, like, I don't care who you are, like what.
As long as you're white.
Yes, predominantly white. No. Jeez, it's like Eric Edquist. Is he racist? Find out more at 7. Where are we finding this out at 7? No, it's just be funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care how you identify in any way of life. Like, Portland's just all over the spectrum with, just like religion, race, gender. Like, it's just a mixed bag of everything. And I don't care. Like, I'm very to each their own. Like, as long
Yeah.
as you're happy in life, like that, who cares what other people's opinions are of you? So I try not to have those opinions.
Yeah, but slang the funny.
Just be funny.
Yeah, be funny. Don't be crusty. Don't be a curmudgeon.
Yeah, just crack jokes.
Yeah.
Get people to laugh. If they don't laugh, well, you got work to do, or maybe just you got work to do.
Yeah. Do you have an epic bombing story?
Every time I go out on an open mic.
It's always fun. Like,
No, man, yeah, open mics are usually a disaster because it's mostly other comedians
yeah,
who are
just
audience
waiting
members.
to go on. Yeah.
I actually made a meme, like, I don't know, a few months back, and it's the scene of Ace Ventura when he's using his asshole
Yeah.
to, like, talk.
Yeah.
And, like, I put the words by Jim Carrey's asshole, like, comedians on stage in an open mic, and then it's, like, the cop that's sitting there just, like, writing papers. It's, like, other comedians waiting to go up.
Just sitting there not paying attention.
No one gives a shit.
Like, no one gives a shit about your material, which is tough too. Like, if you write set up knockdown jokes, then yeah, that might be a good thing to practice with a crowd full of people who don't give a shit. But if, like, you have crowd participation jokes, or like if you're more of a Mark Maron guy where it's almost like you were saying a monologue, like you're just
Yeah.
trying to monologue to people, or even dialogue, doing crowd work. That's so difficult.
Oh, very.
And then you have to write jokes for comedians, and then you're caught in that whole whirlwind, like, where you're writing jokes for comedians. You're always trying to push the envelope and make them laugh. But if you're making them laugh, it's like you're not writing jokes for the people who are, going to be in the comedy club on a Saturday night, where you're trying to get a feature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I try to write jokes that are, like, out of my wheelhouse. I'm very, I wouldn't say wholesome, but I mean, I'm, like, vulgar in some things, but I don't, like, write a whole lot of mean jokes.
Oh, sure.
But, like, I was at an open mic on Wednesday, and I just, like, was like, man, like, I just got to try this out on stage. So I, like, got up and I was like, hey, everyone, did you know that 70% of koalas have chlamydia? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, that must really be sending a burning feeling through Australia.
Dude, that's pretty funny. I mean, that's funny. It is funny.
It was half the crowd going, dude, what the fuck? And then, like, the fucked up minds were like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll take the balance. You know?
The ones who get it. Patrice O'Neill, he used to walk the room.
Yeah.
I love that about him.
Yeah.
I love that about comedians who like, they don't care. They're going to get up there, they're going to slang their jokes, whether they're the most fucked up crazy jokes, or if they're just trying to work something out and it doesn't work.
Right.
Like, whatever it is, I like the ones that don't care. That's because there's something about that. Have you ever watched, like, a comedian get up and they bomb, but they do it with such confidence? It's like, I don't even know if he bombed.
Yeah.
Or she. I don't know if she even bombed. Like, that was awesome. Like, they just ate a bowl of dicks and got off stage.
Yeah. And I don't know, I do this for my personal journey. I don't know how many comedians, at least that I know, do it. I record all my sets.
Oh, dude, that's great.
And so even when I take a huge shit on stage, I'm like, okay, I have to go through this and I have to see how bad I sucked. And sometimes it's not as bad. Sometimes it's worse.
Yeah.
But, like, if I got, like, one good line or one good joke out of it, like, that's progress.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm running Windows 8, it's like that night I was running 95 and it's going to take 6 hours for something to load.
Do you write on stage?
Well, that's, I'll, like, listen to my recording and then just be like, okay, that worked. And then I just jot it down. I really like thinking off the cuff. I'm actually trying to get into improv later this year, which is really funny. At least a lot of Portland comedians I've met, it's kind of like, if you do stand up, improv is stupid.
Right.
And improv people are like, if you do improv, you're cool. If you do stand up, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's stupid. Like,
both of you guys are idiots.
yeah, why not do both? Like, it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna benefit your comedy if you do improv, and if you try stand up as an improv, like it's better yourself. I don't know why it has to be one way or the other. Like,
Right.
I've always thought that was kind of backwards thinking.
Yeah. Did you grow up in a home where mom and dad were married and just good upbringing and stuff like that?
Yeah, love my parents. You know, I got a great family life. They've been married for, let's see, was it 2020, 22, 38 years?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, 37. It'll be 38 years this year.
That's
But,
cool.
Yeah.
And you're what? You're 13?
Yes, 13.
13 years old. That's so cool.
I know on the questionnaire, I was like, yeah, 13. I was like, oh, wait, I'm a little dyslexic. 31. You could tell by the 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of us, you thought you were Serbian
Yeah.
a little bit.
The wild Serbian.
The 5 o'clock shadow, yeah, 13. Yeah, that's cool. So, like, what, like, prompted you to go into comedy then?
I went to a comedy show, and I don't even remember who it was, but there was just like a comedian there, and I was just like,
Probably Kathy Griffin.
probably just slitting throats and sucking dicks,
Yeah.
but just like, that'd be a good fucking name for a special, slitting throats and cutting dicks.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said sucking.
Oh, see, there's my dyslexia again.
Slit throats and sucking dicks. I think that's Nikki Glazer's next special.
There you go. You can have it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just like went and saw a stand-up show. I'm like, it was one of those things where I saw that, and you know, it could just be my friends being full of shit. It's like, dude, you're like really funny. Like, have you ever thought about like trying to get on stage? I'm just like, no, I just like bullshitting with you guys and like cracking jokes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so full of shit. That's why my eyes are brown. Like,
Yeah.
that's, you know. And then I was like, you know what? No, like I'll try to write like a 3-minute set. And then I went up to the Alberta Street mic like 5 years ago, and I was very nervous because I'd never done it before, and I got loaded before, and it was a story joke about working at a pizzeria, and I was like 30 seconds away from like my final punchline and everything, and I did an okay job, but then I like ran the light by like 2 minutes, and she kicked me off stage. I had like 30 seconds left, and I was like, no.
You ran the light by 2 minutes?
Yeah, it was like, because I didn't know the etiquette. It was like, yeah, you'll shine the light, you get a minute to wrap it up. And she just starts walking up, and like there's this guy playing keyboard for all the comedians. She just starts banging on the keys. I'm like, this fucking bitch, like I'm almost done. It's like, you ran the light by 2 minutes, jabroni. Like, get off the stage. I'm just like, shit.
All right, I'll be back next week to finish this.
Yeah.
Everyone show back up.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Did they allow you back up at that?
I never went back. I did one more open mic, and then I was like, man, okay, I did it. Like, I don't need to do it anymore.
You know, it'd be hilarious if you just went back and then just told the final 30 seconds and then fucking left. Just a 30-second set. Like, that's all I wanted to say.
You'll be buried along with the rest of the derelicts. That was the end of it.
Oh, that was you.
And they were just like, wait, what?
Thank
you.
Yeah. Just for your own closure. Mm-hmm. That's just a laugh for you.
Yeah.
You ever do that on stage? Just like say one for yourself, like have your own little inside jokes?
Yeah.
That would be that would be so funny, because you know if I'm sitting in the audience, just me, I'm going, I know some shit is behind what that guy just did right there.
Yeah.
No, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
If someone just walked up, burned their punchline, and left.
Yeah.
That would be the best. Or like went off on Italians or whatever the thing was for your pizza joke.
No, that would be great. Like one of my close friends, Tyrone Collins, he runs an open mic every Tuesday at Eastside Bar and Grill, Portland on 82nd. By Oregon. If you try to get fucked up and you see that divey little bar, near the half pipe in the fucking BMX, like rundown BMX park. It's a great Tuesday night mic.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay,
Can
everybody.
you run that light by 2 minutes?
Well, that's the thing. He's like, all right, everyone's got 7 minutes.
Oh.
But if you don't have 7 minutes, you're not going to hurt anyone's feelings if you do like 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We don't give a fuck. There's a lot of us. We want to get on stage. Our feelings aren't going to get hurt if you. We don't want to hear a bunch of ahs and ums. Like,
yeah.
If you got a tight 3, do your tight 3.
Yeah.
If you got, if you can do all 7, do all 7. We're not here to like bust your balls. It's practice. Like,
yeah.
That's the beauty of open mics. Like, it took me a little while to figure that out. It's like you get good from it, but then if you do really shitty, it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's not a paid gig.
Yeah.
No one's relying on me. I'm just practicing. It's like shooting free throws.
Yeah. I'm a little bit of a sadist where like I love it when people at paid gigs bomb.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite things in the world. And the most recent one, me and my wife went to Jessa Reed was in town, and her opener, no, the host of the show. The host of the show got up and I think he did 3 or 5 minutes, something like that. And it was the most epic bomb ever.
Oh, no.
Like this group, this group of baby boomers, right? I don't know. There was probably 100 people there.
Yeah.
And the room was packed. We're sitting way in the back by these pool tables. And this guy starts off, and it's this young kid, right? So his parents. A lot of these people are looking at him, going, "Oh, he's about as old as my son."
Yeah,
he is. Oh, he's my kid's age, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom's so fucking stupid," and like that's how he opened. That was so he was trying to do that Andrew Dice Clay, and then he didn't get a response. Like
that's the worst.
He didn't get a groan, and he didn't get a laugh. It was just like. Okay, like tell us about your stupid mother. And then he just stumbled through his 5-minute set, and it was my wife's like, I feel so terrible. Why are you laughing at this guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is hilarious. Like he's going to school right now.
Yeah.
This is his student debt.
Yeah.
Like this is this is his destiny
and
right
the
now.
Fucking interest is just raising as we speak.
It's just accruing. Yeah. And I feel like I get to be one of those 1%ers just looking down and laughing. Like it's just funny to me. Like I get it.
Being an amateur stand-up comedian, like I sometimes envy just audience members that are just down to go to a show.
Yeah.
And you guys just get to see that, when people crush it or those fucking train wreck sets.
Yeah.
Because, like, in a sense, they're funny, too, because it's like, man, this person's really struggling. And as, like, a fellow performer, like, you kind of hate to see it, but then it's like, you're going to learn something from it. It's not like... you suck so bad you can never do comedy again.
Yeah.
Like that's the beauty of it. It's like, oh, I just really sucked that night.
Yeah. And I would encourage anybody that's out there listening to this, like if you haven't gone to an open mic and you're not a comedian and you don't have any interest in doing comedy, go and watch an open mic, because you're gonna experience comedians who are who really earn the laugh. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like when I go to any open mic in Portland, yeah, the comedians that get up, they slay. They're really good. They're really, really good. And even though they don't get the audience participation that they're looking for, because most of the audience is working on their own set, mm-hmm. Their jokes are still so solid. Yeah. One thing I wish Portland had more of is like a performer. Like Chris Farley type or Sebastian, like physical comedians.
Oh, like the body language.
Yeah, we have so many writers that are very good writers, very hilarious writers, but we don't have a lot of like physical performers.
Yeah. I love Sebastian. Yeah. I actually got to see him before I knew who he was. At the Comedy Store, my friends and I went down to Los Angeles just for like a weekend, and it's like, what do we want to do? I was like, the one thing I want to do, like we can do I'm down to do whatever, but the one thing I want to do is just go to the Comedy Store and just like watch for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And so it was just like an open mic, and it was really good. All of a sudden, the host was like, "Oh, we have like a special guest tonight." And it's like Sebastian Maniscalco, and I had no idea who he was. And I was crying, laughing, sitting like front row, and just this guy with just so much energy and just strutting around the stage with his movements. And I was like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's wild.
And then someone next to me was like, "Oh, you don't know who Sebastian is?" And I'm like, "No." And I looked him up. I'm like, "Oh, this guy's like a big deal."
Yeah.
He's like one of the biggest performers in the world now.
Yep. I remember seeing him at the store too. He's one of those guys that you have to see live.
Yeah.
You have to see him live. Like his specials on Netflix are good and everything, but you have to go see his show. He's actually coming next month.
Really?
He'll be here. Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
That's great.
But yeah, he's something else. That the night that I was at the store, I got to see. Oh fuck! I saw them all.
Yeah.
Like there was not a comedian that wasn't on everybody's bucket list that wasn't there that night. It was like, Bill Burr, Sebastian, Theo, Andrew Santino, like this killer lineup. It was awesome. It was like just some random weeknight.
Yeah.
I think I paid $30 for 2 tickets. Like we went in, we got our own table.
Yeah.
Like we sat at our own table. It was dope. Like main room. Were you in the main room or the belly?
The belly.
Yeah. Belly room's fun too.
Yeah.
Because there's not a comedian at that place that's not funny.
No, even the open micers, like some of them, like, you know, the best was sometimes they just didn't have jokes that landed, but then they fired back with just like a fire bit. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. Like two comics maybe each had like a joke that sucked, but then the rest of their set was, you know,
just
bananas.
fire.
It was great. Like,
yeah. And then they got off stage and then they go back to cooking.
Yeah. It's like, oh, here's our new dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's just like 5 minutes about like, I don't know, about dumpster fires. And like, I never thought dumpster fires could be so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Or your butthole. I didn't know that was as comical as it. Everybody's joking about the butthole now.
Oh, dude. My girlfriend, we were in bed this morning and we were talking about cats farting.
Yeah.
And how awful it is. And she's like, cats don't fart. I'm like, what? Of course they do.
They have to, right?
She Googled like, do cats fart? And it was just like, yeah, they're like little buttholes, just like they don't gobble food down like dogs do, so they're just like tiny little bits, but like they fucking really stink.
Yeah, they do stink. You can't hear them though. I don't think I've ever heard a cat fart, right?
I've heard one cat fart once.
Really? Did it freak you out?
I was like, what was that? And it's just like it scared itself.
Oh, really?
It's just like, and then just like took off running. I'm like, Jesus, like,
yeah. The one time my sister farted on my head.
Oh no.
That sucked. We were kids, and we used to have this thing where we would get on our mattress and we would put it on the stairs and like slide down the stairs.
Oh man.
And we went tumbling down the stairs, and she was laughing so hard she landed on my head and ripped one off my head. Right? I was probably 10. I was probably 10. She was 5. Mm-hmm. And from that moment on, whenever I brought a date home or I had a friend come over, she told them that story. Like, hey, remember the time I farted on your head? And she would just tell that story. And you know how stories have this? They have this linear path where they're funny, and then they're okay. Like, I've heard it. It's not funny anymore.
Right.
And then they get exponentially funnier the more you tell it after that.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of become iconic after that, you know, like that's the legendary story. But that's the story that my sister will probably tell at my funeral.
Farting off your dome is timeless now.
Yeah. Just ripping one off my forehead.
Yeah, man.
That was classic. Do you have any good fart stories?
I don't mind those high protein farts.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you have a hearing or something coming up, you might want to load up on some hard-boiled eggs or
just get that sound.
You got to sit in a wooden chair.
Yeah.
My buddy rattled one off at Catholic church one time.
Oh man.
When we were a kid, we used to all go to this Catholic church on Sunday nights for like this team building thing.
Right.
And they have wooden pews. It was a beautiful church. And it was quiet. And we all have that one crazy psycho friend that's like the Bert Kreischer of friends.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's like in his own little world doing his own thing. And he's hilarious. And you love him for whatever. But you think he also might have a slight cocaine problem. But anyway, so we're sitting in the pew. And it gets quiet. And this church, probably 1,200 people. And he rips one off the pew. And he goes... like it didn't slow down or stop for I don't know, like 6 seconds, like a good 6 second, like fart off the pew. It sounded like a machine gun almost, like
Whoa.
Just rattled it. And the church was so big that it echoed.
Oh, those acoustics are great.
It was beautiful almost. It was like holy, like I feel a presence.
Holy shit.
Yeah, for sure. And dude, I'm the kind of guy that I don't mind being in front of crowds.
Yeah.
As long as I have the control. Mm-hmm. But if I'm a part of a crowd and something weird happens, I get embarrassed or I get like, oh no, And he did that, and he was sitting probably 3 dudes down from us, and you could hear a couple of people laughing from across the church, but everything kind of stopped further, and then the priest started walking down the aisle as he's like preaching his thing, and we're just like looking forward, and our faces are beet red. Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Oh,
that was a fun time.
Oh yeah, I mean the fucking rattler of passing gas.
The shit rattle.
Yeah.
That was a preemptive something terrible.
Yeah, just a trap horn of shit.
Yeah, man. So let me get to some of the internet questions.
I'm so down.
And I haven't read any of these.
Cool.
I didn't want to.
No, I like that. Just coming in hot.
Yeah, coming in hot. Someone said America first. I don't know what that means. It's not no question.
Okay.
Spicy boy army. Webbed toes. Oddity or useful?
Useful.
Yeah, I think it can be both, right?
Yeah.
Like it'd be weird if you had flippers.
Yeah.
But you're gonna swim faster.
Oh man, everyone could be a Michael Phelps.
Could you imagine if you had flippers?
Oh dude.
Or webbed toes?
Yeah, I'd be strutting that ass in the pool all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You swim fast. Would you swim with your feet together? Or would you keep it tradish?
Oh, I'd go tradish. I'd just emulate Ryan Lochte and just fucking coast.
Yeah. I thought you meant like do coke before you get in the pool.
Oh yeah. Fucking rail
or heroin or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't he the one with the drug problem, Ryan Lochte?
Yeah, he got into some shit.
He's a psycho, right?
He was the one that wasn't he the one that was he in Brazil or like
Yes.
and like
faked something?
Yeah, it was like a robbery gone bad or like
and everybody from the get-go was kind of he was like the first Jesse Smollett. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
He was like his inspiration.
Yeah.
That's funny.
From the water to the fucking I don't know, liars. Just fucking lying shit up.
Lying assholes. Okay, here's another one. Do you bleach your butthole?
I wish, man. Looks expensive. There's a YouTube video, how to bleach an asshole, and they fucking show it. I'm like, how do they get away with this?
Cause they show it?
Yeah, it's like a cosmetic procedure. So it's just like, it's just like, some... well-built butt. And it's just like this lady, like all casual. It's like talking about my golf game. And it's just like, so I'm just smothering the ass right now. I'm smothering the butt, And this liquid, you don't want to use too much because it's going to burn them. And
did they use the word smother?
I think they used the word smother.
That doesn't sound very technical.
Yeah, how I smother French fries and chili and cheese.
Yeah. Like, you know how you smother nachos, like, just like that, everyone. Yeah, wow. I don't bleach my butthole, but I'm not opposed to it.
No, if
I don't even know what my butthole looks like.
Me neither. And just to like sit down in that weird position where you got your legs up, you got like a mirror.
And look.
I mean,
It kind of scares me to look at my own butthole, to tell you the truth.
I think they all have a darkish hue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit going on down there.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of pushing from me lately, so I would suspect there's nothing good down there.
No, disaster.
Just all horror films. Yeah, I don't bleach my butthole, but I'm not opposed to it.
Nah.
If you have any information or further information that you want to give me, or you know something, like maybe you're asking this question because you know some shit that I don't know about myself, like just DM me.
Yeah, if it's like a once a year, like for your health.
Yeah.
I'm all about bleaching a butthole once a year.
Yeah. Just you hear about those people doing anal, what is it, like they're basically sunbathing their buttholes?
No, do they just like have cheeks spread and like towards the sun?
Yeah, like a bunch of white people go up on a rock in the mountains and just spread eagle to the sun for like 15 minutes.
I mean, that's taking D to the ass a whole new way that I've never even...
Wow.
Yeah,
you're getting that D.
Getting that D, son.
Yeah, and then but I wouldn't know like how long to do it. What if you got a sunburn on your butthole?
I wonder if people use bronzing oil. I guess that would defeat the purpose because like your butthole's already brown.
Yeah,
it's not brown, it's bronze, dude.
It's like... bronze. Yeah, get it right. Yeah. Okay. What comedians inspire you and why?
Let's see. I really like Brendan Schaub's story of just going from an MMA fighter and then being on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe was just like straight with him, like, dude, you've done what you needed to do. Like, don't go out there and keep getting your ass kicked.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm your buddy. Like, just sometimes you just need to learn to like walk away, and like I guess it messed with him, but I actually got to meet Brendan at Helium, and just like couldn't have been a nicer guy.
Yeah.
He saw me because like we're about the same size, but he's just like, whoa, big hoss. And I'm just like, hey man, like great set, like got to bullshit with him for a minute, but like
you weren't like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah. How dare you, motherfucking cauliflower ear?
Yeah.
Like, I'll fucking punch you in the side of your head.
Yeah.
I'll get one in before you, like, turn me into a pretzel. But he just, like, shifted gears and, like, does comedy. He's only been doing it for, like, a few years, but now he's already, like, he's one of those Rogan guys. And he inspires me. Just, like, it shows, like, if you work hard enough at something, like... you can get to good places. You know
how he got started, too? Like, side note.
Yeah.
So, Brian Callen was taking him on the road with him.
Yeah.
And he goes, one time, he told him, hey, will you go out and tell, like, that one UFC story that you told on The Fighter and the Kid? Will you go out and tell that to the whatever, because we need a stall?
Yeah.
And he went out, told the story, killed.
What?
And he like, just kept doing it. And Brian was like, congratulations, like you're a comedian. Mm-hmm. Like that's what you've been doing. We're like, what do you think you've been doing?
Yeah.
And then that's when Schaub was like, oh, I guess you're right. Which also like brings up the point, like how, like from a regular guy to a comedian, how many punches in the head does it take to become a comedian?
Oh man.
Like you're a regular thinking human being.
Yeah.
To like, boom, now I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah. Couple concussions while you're at it.
Yeah, you have to have CTE.
Yeah, dude. Did you end up watching that Aaron Hernandez documentary yet?
I did.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I still got to watch the 3rd one, but it's just like, didn't realize it was as deep as that. Just like.
Do you believe it all?
I think I think he did what he did, but it's like I didn't realize, by the time he was 8, he already had like 2 concussions.
Oh yeah.
While your brain's like developing, getting it knocked around can't be good.
Right.
And having a dad that's like, play through the pain. I mean, he was we were around the same age, like I was hit,
I think you passed him now.
Yeah, thankfully, hopefully. Yeah, he's dead. He's definitely dead.
Yeah. He's most likely dead.
Yeah. But like, you know, just like watching him play in college at Florida when Tebow and Florida were just running muck. Like we were like, I played football, so it was like play through the pain.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned at like an early age, like no, I'm not going to be an NFL player. Like, no, my ankle's like sprained. I'm not going to like tape it like.
Yeah, tape it up and get back out there.
Yeah.
Like, damage
like,
your ligaments even further.
Yeah, and like, you know, I got hit in the head. I probably had like 1 or 2 concussions just like throughout all my sports playing career. Like,
and now you're a comedian.
And now I'm a comedian.
So two before 8?
Yeah. 2's the number.
Well, if Aaron Hernandez wouldn't have killed that guy, he would have probably been telling dick jokes too.
Yeah, he would have been slaying in a whole nother way.
Man.
The people that inspire me. Brendan Schaub
and Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Brendan. All those things. Have you seen all those people making fun of Brendan Schaub talking about congratulations on the Netflix documentary, That Thing's Kind of Harsh?
No.
Type of stuff. Saying he looks like Aaron Hernandez.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He kind of does.
Yeah, he does.
But,
he does, but he's not him.
No.
Or is he? I don't know. I'm not the one.
The plot thickens.
What comedians inspire you and why?
So, yeah, Bill Burr, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, for sure. What about Bill Burr inspires you?
How real he is. And just like, he just brings up so many points. And he portrays himself as like a stupid idiot, but he's not.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just a fucking old redhead.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck do I know?
Yeah.
And he's just like, his upbringing and just how he was raised, and just like, it was kind of, you know, like a different way of looking. He's like trying to like fight through it and become a better person.
Like realizing, he like realizes where he's at in the hierarchy of life and age and like social whatever.
Yeah.
But he's also like confident in like the way he thinks too.
Yeah.
And he's also confident in the way that he doesn't think, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like he knows like a ton of his thinking is wrong.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't know what to do with it, you know?
Yeah. Ali Wong is hilarious.
She is funny.
Every time I just see her up on stage, I'm like, I know I'm gonna like laugh my ass off.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Chris D'Elia's okay. There's something. I don't know. He's okay.
What about Ari Shaffir?
Love Ari Shaffir.
Yeah. He's so funny.
Yeah. When he went on hiatus, like went off the grid, my buddy was working he lives in Cambodia, and he was like working at a hotel. He's like, guess who I just saw? I was like, who? He's like, Ari Shaffir. I'm like, wait, he's on like a hiatus. He's off the grid. He's like, well, he's here now.
Oh, he's right here, actually.
He's just like, yeah, he's just fucking around like with the locals. I'm just like, that's really crazy that you saw him while he's on his hiatus. Like, he had no phone, no nothing.
Yeah.
They just went off the grid, which I think is really cool.
Yeah. I think for me, like, when I first saw Mark Maron perform, it was so wild. It was so wild because I don't think he went up there with any material.
Yeah.
I think he was working on brand new stuff, and he just went off the top of his head for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was all hilarious. It was, politics and Captain Crunch. And that for 20 minutes, and it killed the room. Same thing with Chappelle. Like, he can go up and like be working through something, and even if it's brand new, like some shit just popped into his head, something in there is gonna be hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the signs of a true pro.
Yeah. So, favorite female comic? Yours was Whitney Cummings. Mine is Miss Pat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love her. If you haven't seen her on The Degenerates,
okay,
Netflix season 2,
yeah,
second episode, I think. She is so fucking funny.
No, this could be the totally wrong person. So she has been on Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, she's a fat black lady,
and she always talks to him as Joe Rogan. Like, always says, always calls him by his full name.
this sounds like something she would do.
Yeah.
She is so funny.
You are so nice, Joe Rogan.
If possibly, it sounds like something she would say.
Yeah.
What's your beauty routine? Name products.
Oh man, I could go into this. So I use Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap.
Dr. Boner's what?
Peppermint castile hemp soap.
Okay.
It's kind of hippie stuff, but I've started using it when I moved down here because just like some of those fragrances, I have kind of sensitive skin, so like those fragrances can really harsh it up.
Yeah.
So my buddy, when I first moved down, he's like, "Man, you got to use this peppermint soap. It smells great, like you feel clean, and it just makes your butthole fucking tingle, man."
Oh, that's awesome.
Like the good kind.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I am so down
for the tingle.
for the tingle. So I do that, and then I use. Until yesterday, I had like a full beard, like fisherman.
I was gonna comment on that. Yeah.
Dirty fisherman beard. And then I shaved it, but I use like the tea gel because sometimes I got like the dry skin, and the tea gel works really well. And then ever since I've been dating my girlfriend, I use like face moisturizer because I would just get really dry skin. And if you don't have a girl to like you need to use some moisturizer.
Yeah.
Like I was a flaky mess.
Yeah, just one big flake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So I shower with laundry detergent and steel wool.
Nice.
Yeah. I have very tough skin.
Oh man, Arm & Hammer.
Arm & Hammer.
Yeah.
Yep. Baking soda, and then when I get out of the shower, I'm usually bleeding.
Yeah.
So peroxide.
Yeah,
It helps like against infection.
Good segue to slip and slide into some distilled vinegar.
Yep. And then I will usually after I'm done bandaging up my arms and testicles, I'll put on moisturizer too, because you got Cetaphil is what we use because that's what Costco sells.
Yeah. What do you do to bandage up your testes?
My testicles, just toilet paper.
Yeah.
Or like a sock sometimes.
Sock works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a dual purpose
Yeah.
for the sock.
I tried to fool myself using like a gym sock, but I just used the no-shows.
Yeah. Yeah, like let's not kid ourselves. If I use a gym sock, it's going to have some wrinkles in the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, it was all for show.
Yeah, it's all for show. Any conspiracy theories that you subscribe to?
Let's see. The Epstein stuff was really crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the Mandela effect.
Okay, let's get into the Mandela effect, but hold on. The Epstein stuff. So do you I don't know what the conspiracy is. Like at this point it would seem like the conspiracy theory would be that he just did kill himself, because nobody believes that.
Nobody believes it. It's like the first one where it was like, oh yeah, Epstein killed himself.
Everybody called it. He's about to die.
Yeah.
Dead.
And then it's like, oh, somehow the cameras mysteriously malfunctioned. It's like he definitely got, dusted.
Yeah. Oh, back to comedians who inspire us real quick. Tim Dillon.
Okay.
Tim Dillon is killing it right now, and he is so damn funny. So funny. Yeah. I just wanted to give him some credit. But the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
I tried looking that up and reading about it because everybody talks about it and about how the only thing that I can think of is how maybe how Captain Crunch used to be spelled differently.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Explain it to me.
So basically, there's things that we remember in our youth, or just people remember. I think I could be totally wrong on this, but why it's called the Mandela effect is a lot of people think he died in the 90s, the early 90s. Mm-hmm. But we all remember him dying, with 10 years ago or something like that.
Right.
So it's just history was done one way and we remember it a different way. And the best way, there's two examples. One of them being, did you watch like the James Bond movies, or like do you watch them?
Yeah.
So Moonraker, it's one of the two movies that has Jaws in it, the tall dude with the metal teeth. So there's a scene where he's under a pile of rubble and he's trying to like get himself out of the rubble. And there's this like cute little lady with pigtails like helping him with the, like remove the rubble. And like that love song pops up when he gets out because he smiles. And I remember this as a kid because she smiles back at him and she has braces. Because it's like he has metal teeth, she has braces.
Yeah.
But if you go back and watch it now, she doesn't have braces. But that was like a big part of the scene. It's like, oh, here's my metal teeth. I'm smiling at you. She's like, oh, I have metal in my teeth.
Me too, kind of.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now if you go back, she doesn't have braces. And it's just like, what?
Yeah, there definitely is some sort of like weird. So what do you think that's about? Like,
I mean, we could be living in a parallel universe and just like something shifted where it's the same, but a few little minor tweaks, like pop culture references are a little different. Like, I think another one was like Forrest Gump. Like, when you think of the line like life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. That's how I've always remembered it, but it's not that. It's like life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes no. I'm like, no, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
But in the movie, it's different. I'm like, then why does everybody remember it that way? It's just,
I'm gonna be pissed if I died like 10 years ago.
yeah.
You know, if I dang, I'm gonna be so pissed.
You just like don't wake up one day and then like whatever happens after we go, you're just like, wait, what? It's like, oh dude, you've been gone for 10 years. Like,
yeah, like the Sonics.
Yeah.
What? Fuck.
Oklahoma City.
Oh dude. And you know what I don't get about that? I know we're jumping all over back and forth, but
I love it.
You know what I don't get about the Oklahoma City thing? Is that there's Sonics fans who root for Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Okay, you want the observational comedy? Or just observation. That's the shit that pisses me off. Like how, like what a disturbing and disgusting group of people.
Yeah.
They're the worst people. I think they're the real Nazis.
They left us.
Seriously.
Why would you go?
It's like rooting for your girlfriend's new boyfriend.
Yeah. They're gone.
Yeah.
And now they're at a different place.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, I still love you.
Yeah.
Please come home.
Come home, Russell.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Oh no. Russell.
Do you imagine? Could you imagine like the force we would have in Seattle?
It'd be
with
great.
those two guys? Oh my gosh.
I think we could have. I mean, it's all hearsay. You know, theoretically, we could have done something. I mean, we had. Didn't the Thunder at one point have Durant, Westbrook, and Harden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Man.
God damn it! And there's like a couple years after they left Seattle too.
Yeah,
it's
that's ridiculous. Yeah, that really ticks me off. If there is multiple timelines and I'm living on the timeline where we don't get the Sonics and all this shit happen,
yeah,
that pisses me off. But then do you think? Okay, so let's pretend there's multiple timelines or whatever. Do you think on that timeline where we keep the Sonics and we have that trio powerhouse, do you think the Seahawks win the Super Bowl on that timeline?
Oh man.
Or do you think we win the Super Bowl and then we run it on the 1 yard line?
I think run it on the 1 yard line. Still like one of the most questionable play. I'm not even a Seahawks fan. And
You're a Packers fan.
Yeah.
How did you become a Packers fan?
I loved Brett Favre as a kid. And I never, for a long time, I didn't have anything against the Seahawks, but it was like 2015 or something. Like over the years, Seattle and Green Bay have just had some battles. Yeah. And there was that one point with the replacement refs. And there was the end zone catch. Was it a touchdown? Was it an interception?
Fail Mary?
Yeah.
Then there was the 19 points and Or wait, how many points?
11.
11 points?
Yeah, with like 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
And it was just like you faked a punt and scored a touchdown and got an onside kick. Like
everything that the Seahawks needed to happen happened.
Yeah, and like I was watching it with my roommate who was like kind of a new football fan, which are the fucking worst when they're just like yelling for not knowing what's going on. And
was
he's
he
like
a Seahawks fan or a Packers fan?
Seahawks, like a bandwagon. He's a bandwagon fair weather fan.
Call him out. What's his name?
David,
you son of a bitch.
He's a Cardinals fan. Like, stay a Cardinals fan. I would respect you so much more. But it's just like
no one respects you, Dave.
We were watching the game, and I'm like, my blood is boiling because all this, like, the planets are aligned. The Seahawks are doing everything they need to do to, like, all we needed to do was like just run the clock, and we would have won.
You just need to recover that onside kick.
Yeah, that and just like the fake punt, like, oh, so my blood was boiling, and it's like the only time I ever get like emotional in sports, and just like all this stuff happened, and this guy Dave, he jumps up and he just like points and goes, "Ha!" Like, you suck. And I'm just like,
Dave's dead now.
I like got up and
there
I'm
was
like,
blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I blacked out.
Yeah, green and yellow food coloring in his blood. Go Packers.
Yeah.
I was just like, nope, I'm going in my room because I don't want to do or say anything I'll regret.
Oh, well, okay.
And
that soap is working, man.
I know I had to go make my butthole tingle with the peppermint soap.
Yeah. Dude, I would not have done that. I would have uppercutted someone.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. A brand new fan and like some intense game, your team's like just making all the mistakes.
Yeah.
The team that you've been a fan of since you were a child, they just started watching.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
You know, and I'm around a bunch of Seahawks fans because a lot of my friends are Seahawks fans. And I was just like, you know, they were all like, you know, cheering, like doing the right thing. Yeah, they know etiquette
though.
Yeah. None of that.
Oh man!
But like his family, like he has family from Arizona, so he's like, I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm like, that's like, please just like stay a Cardinals fan.
That's a good team to root for. Like, and you like you said, you have ties to Arizona. Like, cheer for Larry Fitz and whatever.
He loves Carson Palmer. Like when Palmer was lighting it up. Like,
of course, that's the key right there.
He likes Kyler Murray though. Like, that's a hard division to play in the NFC West.
Yep. Yeah. That sucks though. Like I just imagine like this brand new football fan. You're sitting on the couch and he just like jumps on the couch, one foot on one side of you, the other foot, on the handrest, and he's just like humping your face, just screaming down at you.
Yeah.
What now, motherfucker? Like you just the obnoxiousness of new fans is
I'm
crazy.
all about that action, boss. Like,
yeah.
You just want to punch him square in the dick. Just like, I'll show you some action, boss.
Oh, I'm just here so I won't get fined. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's the worst. Is getting.
He was one of the reasons why like I just don't like the Seahawks anymore. But it's like I like Russell Wilson. Like it's really hard to hate that guy.
Yeah.
He's just so nice and so clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like the nicest guy in the world. I wonder what kind of skeletons he's got in his closet.
I can't wait till those come out.
It's going to be another Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Yeah, a closet full of skeletons.
Yeah, just like he's just got bodies of children under his porch.
Oh man, just like in a fucking lockbox.
He's got his own island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, in a lockbox. Like just fingers and teeth.
Yeah. Couple amulets and some garnets.
Vials of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's got them labeled with nicknames.
Yeah.
This one was Hershey Bear. I don't know what the fuck Hershey Bear.
This one was Touchdown.
Yeah, this...
I get a lot of these.
This big one here, it's Interception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, after every loss, he just goes and murders a child.
Yeah, that's just how they keep winning.
Yeah,
It's like South Park, with the fetuses, just like sucking the fetuses to gain the superpowers.
Yeah, he's like a Highlander. All right, next question is: have you ever stolen a joke from another comedian? Ooh, that's a good question.
No, I haven't, because that's one of the few things that is like kind of pure. You just have to. I don't know. I couldn't do that because it would be untrue to myself.
Yeah.
Like if I see a joke that, the worst though is if you're working on a bit and someone tells a joke that's really similar to it.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not stealing from you. Like I don't really have any examples, but it's like I'm not stealing your bit. It's just like having the same ideas.
Yeah.
But then as a writer, like writing comedy, you have to figure it out because like there's no real original ideas anymore.
Right.
It's very
No, for sure. Yeah, I think most premises have been taken, but I've never stolen a joke. But when I was in high school, I was a part of this rap group.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really into rap, which is ironic, right? Because I'm in a rap group. And we were going to perform at the talent show. So me and my two other friends that were in the talent show, they wrote these really cool verses. And they got these beats. My one friend made beats. And he wrote this really cool rap. And it was awesome. And then my other friend wrote his rap. And it was awesome. And then I look at my rap and it sucked. Like it was so shitty. And so I went and looked up a song. I was like, okay, this is old. Like no one's gonna know what it was. You know what this song is. So I'll just steal the verse from this song and then perform it for the talent show. Well, that old song that no one knew was Rapper's Delight.
Oh wow!
I stole a whole verse from Rapper's Delight, performed it in front of the whole school, and just like everybody made fun of me.
Oh no!
Everybody made fun of me. But that's like, that's lesson learned.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny. Like pretty funny. I'm like, well, maybe I'm not meant to be a rapper. I don't know why you guys pressured me into this. This is really your fault.
Thanks a lot, jerks.
Yeah, thanks, dicks.
Yeah.
We could have made a rock band. I could have fucking stolen from Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but no, I've never stolen a joke. There's always jokes that I like. I do like it when comedians perform their friends' material.
I love those. I wish more of those mics happen where like you get someone's joke book and then you get to perform their material.
Yep. Whose material would you perform or would you like to perform?
Let's see. Out of comedians I know, probably like my homie Jake Breslauer. I'd like to look at his notebook and see how much chicken salad I can make out of chicken shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really fun. Yeah, like also my buddy Tyler Mays. Like he works at a weed dispensary, so he knows the cannabis culture and all that stuff, and I don't smoke, so it'd be really funny to have like a sober guy doing
weed jokes.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Cool.
Favorite candle scent from Gwyneth Paltrow?
Oh, dude. Hearing about that, $75.
Is that how much it is?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Gwyneth Paltrow came out with a candle, like a candle line, and the scent is of her vagina.
Yeah, but it's like, which vagina do we get? Do we get like
Post-workout?
Post-workout? Do we get like
boiled egg?
Yeah, boiled egg, like fucking hiking in the mountains for 3 days.
Yeah.
Like freshly scrubbed with lavender.
Yeah.
Like,
what is it? Well, I would assume that would just be lavender.
Yeah. I mean, just dial down the spectrum.
And two, how do we know for sure?
Yeah. No one, I mean, very few.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how you would, like, if I made a candle, like me and my wife were talking about this the other night. Like if I was famous and I made my own candle line, like Nate's ball bag.
Yeah.
Like, how would you know?
No.
Like, I would make it smell amazing, like teak wood and leather.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like all these like really manly scents, which would kind of like show my like low self-esteem. You know, like
Adam Ray, the comedian. I'm actually gonna go see him February at Helium. He's a diehard Sonics fan. I
Yeah.
actually found some Seattle Sonics mittens that still had the tags on them, and I'm gonna give it to him. Like, I sent him a message like, "Yo, dude, next time you come to Portland, I got these gloves for you." He's like, "Hell yeah, man! Hope to see you there." But he actually was talking about the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle, and he had like tagged The Rock, and he's like, "When are you coming out with your
oh, nice.
with your candle?" And Rock said something about like the nut sack.
The sack.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Who would? But I don't even think.
It's
I
just
think The
so-
Rock is on a higher level than Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, yeah.
I think. Let's see. The female version of The Rock. Who would that be?
Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. You can make a great case for that. Or like maybe Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's my Rock.
Yeah.
My wife's like, "Oh, your girlfriend's on the TV again."
Yeah, man, the fucking Rock is just like, I mean, I'm like a huge pro wrestling fan.
Oh yeah.
Not like the new stuff, but like the old stuff.
like
and
Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man, Hogan, Ric Flair, list goes on. But like the Rock in his prime, like there was no one besides like Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was very few that was entertaining.
I remember standing beside The Rock when in what was it? WrestleMania came to Yakima.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got to go. My dad somehow got tickets, and we got to go. And I like made my way down to the gate, you know.
Oh yeah.
And when
yeah.
he came in, he's like stomping in, and like he came right by us, stood right by us, and he was like doing his eye thing, and it was so surreal. Like, I'm standing by a legend, about to do his thing. We're just going crazy, and he was so larger than life then. Like, even, I mean, physically, literally too, you know.
The most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dude, so cool. He's the man.
Yeah, The Rock is great. A lot of people think he might run for the presidency at some point. It's just
At some point, maybe.
yeah, like, I don't know.
I'm
Like,
willing to hear him out.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, just tell us how you're gonna do a bunch of stuff and see what you got. But
I wonder what platform he would run on. Like what? Not political platform, but like what are his? Like what is some shit that he would?
yeah, you could have like the every city has to have a SmackDown hotel.
Yeah.
The street, whatever street the White House runs along, is Jabroni Drive.
Jabroni Drive,
Yeah.
1600 Jabroni Drive.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
on
awesome.
the corner of Know Your Role Boulevard.
Dude, that's awesome. Who was your favorite?
Wrestler?
I thought you were gonna say Ric Flair.
It is Ric Flair. Woo!
It is?
Yeah, the Nature Boy.
Yeah.
Ric Flair is my favorite, and then my second favorite is Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho, he was like in WC. Well, he started in like Japan in ECW, then he went to WCW.
He's super smart.
Yeah, he's like a Renaissance man. He just like, he's always through his career figured out ways to just like tweak whatever he's doing, and it just works. And now he's like in this new promotion, AEW, that's only been around for like 4 months, but he's their champion. And
He's wrestling still?
yeah, he's almost
Wow.
50, and he's just like in amazing shape still. He still cuts a solid promo.
Whoa.
He's just like, I don't know.
I know he has a podcast, right?
Yeah, Talk is Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so smart. Like, I hear him talk about like all these different things, and he's so freaking smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I wonder how much longer before he becomes a comedian.
Oh man, I wonder how many concussions he's had.
Yeah.
I mean the numbers too that I think we figured out.
Yeah. Well, I think for wrestlers it's got to be way higher because the muscle that builds up in their skull.
Yeah. Like fucking Chris Benoit. Yeah.
Yeah, he went too far.
Yeah.
He went too far. If he would have had 3 less concussions, he would have been a comedian and just hit his family.
Right.
You know, but instead he wrestled, 4 concussions too much, and
No, that shit was so crazy.
Yeah.
When they looked at his brain, it was like he's like a 90-year-old with Alzheimer's. Like that's his brain function. Because like his finishing move.
But granted, they were saying that about him when he was like 10.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's
Fucking need to get on that CTE.
yeah, he's like a champ. He's like a chimp.
Yeah, at an early age.
That's wild. And then who was I watching the other day? I was watching the Macho Man Hulk Hogan promos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was the Gene? Who was the bald guy with the mustache?
Oh, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Mean Gene. Dude, I remember waking up and just like watching wrestling all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
All the time. That was the best.
Yeah, Hogan.
But my favorite was Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, you're a warrior guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he grew up and became the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, I don't know, they don't realize that it was like kind of like a racist gimmick because like he's supposed to portray like a Native American warrior.
Oh, but
with
like
the face
neon.
paint yeah, but with neon.
That's probably why I liked him.
Yeah.
He's just this racist.
Just huffing and puffing and strutting that ass down the ring and just...
That's so wild. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, Macho Man and... I don't know, like Ravishing Rick Rude. And
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Perfect.
When I was a kid, Rowdy Piper came to our house.
Whoa.
Yeah. That was cool.
I'm apparently, and I don't know, this just could be my Canadian relatives full of shit because Roddy's actually Canadian. He wasn't Scottish. That's just his fucking gimmick. But they're like, yeah, we're like a descendant of Pipers. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'll never know if it's true or not.
You should find a way to market that against yourself.
Yeah, the third cousin of Roddy Piper.
Yeah, that would be hilarious to add that to your credentials.
Yeah.
Dude, so like you run the comedy showcase. What's
Yeah.
it called? What's the comedy showcase?
Loads of laughs.
Loads of laughs. Does this, has done that. Third cousin of Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, just like real small writing with like a little asterisk.
Yeah. So I mean, step up if you want to, but
Yeah.
I have to warn you, this shit's in my blood.
It's fire.
It is straight fire. So how long have you been doing comedy?
Well, I did those open mics like I told you about, like 5 years ago, but I've been doing it regularly and then little bits of just occasionally for 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you featured anywhere, opened up for anybody?
Well, that's no, like I get booked on shows. Portland comedy's kind of funny. Like I don't really, like a lot of people like hustle. It's like, hey, book me on your show. That's just, I like to go to open mics and I like people to like ask, do you want to be on a show?
Oh, gotcha.
I guess I just don't grind hard enough to be like, book me on your show.
Uh-huh.
Like I want my work to show that maybe I could get booked on a show.
What's your goal in comedy?
It's like taking non-credit classes at a community college, just personal enrichment.
Okay.
It's a good way for me to just like vent and just like
It's like therapy.
yeah, I never see myself ever getting like a Netflix special or like I want to be able to like write like a half hour and get like a strong half hour.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like headlining at some point and just like being like maybe do like small tours, but
Yeah.
like I'm not like shooting for the moon. It's just something I love to do.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing being a serial killer or anything?
I mean, I've like dabbled with like Cheerios and Fruit Loops and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. What group of people would you kill?
Well, this isn't an original idea. This is like a Bill Burr idea. I was on one of his specials, like people that go on cruise ships.
Oh yeah.
And think they're like vacationing.
Yeah.
That I love that idea. If I had to, it'd be like people that try to merge in Portland.
Oh, dude, that's a great one. So would you like hide in the freaking like in the median area, or
Yeah, it'd be like that Western movie Ducky Sucker, where it's just like you just set up fucking dynamite in the fucking road. And when people are, you only get so much time to merge, and if they fucking hit one point, you just
boom.
Yeah.
Or if you don't see a blinker,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
gotta-
like a shot at the tire. Yeah.
yeah, and then down to go.
Yeah.
I don't even think you'd get arrested. You'd be a hero. They probably give you a paycheck.
Yeah. There was with potholes. Like just a segue, fucking potholes. There were some potholes that were so bad. There was an anarchy group that went around filling in potholes. They drove around in like a U-Haul van and like ski masks, and they would just like fill in. Yeah, with like Quickcrete.
Yeah,
because it's like there were some potholes that were like destroying cars.
yeah. I wonder what happens. Like, do cars get to sue?
I mean,
drivers, not cars.
I bet it has to like get to a
fucking
certain
idiot.
point. Like if it's just like a normal status quo pothole, it's like, oh, we're on it. But like there's a pothole like near where I live on Willamette Boulevard where like the pothole was so big, a news crew came out and talked about it. And like where the pothole was, there was a graveyard of hubcaps. There was like 10 hubcaps just alongside, like resting on the side of the fucking road.
Wow.
And, like you'd see these cars. It's just like I heard tires pop. You know, like can't be good for your alignment.
And everybody, all the pedestrians in Portland just thought it was some crazy art installation.
Yeah.
Like the pothole with the...
You can't rush art.
Yeah. This is symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. I'd probably go after, I don't know. Probably, mergers is a good one. Damn. How do you top mergers?
Yeah, the no blinking is the thing. Like I was actually writing a joke like with like drivers. There was this app that got developed to where like you can play trivia with people. Like it's connected to Bluetooth and like you can
nice.
play trivia games with people while you're in traffic. I'm like, I don't care if you know about the fucking War of 1812. You've been like, I've been trying to get over for like half a mile and you won't let me in, Karen.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
It's always Karen, huh?
Yeah, it's always Karen.
That stupid whore.
Oh, jeez. Just,
Fuck Karen and fuck Dave.
yeah.
Still fuck you, Dave.
Oh, man. Just stick with the Cardinals, Dave.
Dave.
I love him, but stay a Cardinals fan, Dave.
Yeah, we all love you, Dave. We're just joking around.
Yeah, Dave.
How long has he been dead?
1.7 years.
Yeah, so do you have any siblings?
I have a younger sister who's 5 years younger.
5 years younger? She in Portland too?
No, she lives in Bellingham.
Still up in the ham?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah.
Yeah, she's great. Just doing her own thing and, you know, living on her own and working a job that she's been at for a while. So she's pretty content with that.
Yeah.
Goes over and sees my parents. They got like one of those Australian Labradoodles.
Oh, they do? Everybody's getting Labradoodles now.
They're great, man. My parents' dog Daisy's like really just like loves her ball, loves going on, you know.
Yeah.
My dad takes her to the park, you know, once a day and just like hucks the ball with the chuck it.
Dude, those things are so cool.
Yeah, you don't throw your arm out and you can just like huck it with very
Like 300 yards.
yeah. And the dog just like gets tired and then just goes home and just like it's just like the picture perfect dog.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I know a lot of people like, oh, our dog's perfect. I mean, we've had family dogs that like we had one that sucked. Like just wasn't a real dog. It was more like a cat in a dog's body.
Oh, yeah. See, that sucks.
But this dog, you know, since the kids are out of the house, like it's like the third child.
Yeah. They waited till all the kids were out of the house before they got a decent dog. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Wait until we're all grown up before you got us a dog that won't bite us in our sleep.
Yeah, right. Or like run under the bed and just like growl at you.
Oh.
And you try to get it out, and like that's one of the few times I've ever seen my dad like mad. Because I was like, "Hey, Dad, like the dog's name was Napoleon. If I can give you a little
Napoleon.
insight."
Okay. Was it little?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was called a Skipperkey. It was like a little black
Oh yeah.
dog with the pointy ears and
the
no tail.
curly tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
My niece has one of those.
yeah, they Napoleon ran under the bed and I was like, get out from under my bed. and just like growl. And I was like, Dad, like it won't get out from under my bed. I was like, hey, get out, like get out. And it like bit him. I was just like, oh, you son of a bitch, like trying to get the dog out. It's like smacking it on the butt, and it just finally like sprinted out. It's like,
Dude.
you little shit.
Yeah. Sprinted out right into traffic.
Yeah. That dog was elusive.
Yeah, my dog gets out sometimes. My dog makes me so mad.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a blue nose pit bull.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but she barely even kills people.
Barely.
But no, she's a good dog. But she just hates other dogs.
Yeah.
So I can't like take her camping or anything like that because she tries to eat dogs. Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah, no squirrels, just straight dogs.
Yeah, just dogs, man. She just, I don't know. She used to get along with them, but
this podcast has been great.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
I'm having a lot of fun. You're warm and inviting hosts.
Oh, cool.
I like your podcast room. It's very roomy and cozy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna turn it into a legit, like a real studio, and get some of our artwork. Like we have some stuff coming in. I have a dude who's he listens to the podcast, and he's making some nunchucks for us.
Whoa!
Out of deer hooves.
Whoa!
Yeah. So we're gonna hang those in here, and then some studio art, and then some soundproofing stuff, and
that's great.
yeah, I'm a mess.
Yeah,
I'm a real mess.
I don't try to offend too many people, but like, you know, you gotta bust people's balls sometimes on certain things.
Yeah, I don't get offended by anything. Like, you could literally say anything to me and I would either find it funny or just like dismiss it. Nothing really bothers me too much.
Yeah.
And then I try not to offend people, but like you said, sometimes you step on toes.
Sometimes there's just people that go around like spouting off their opinions, and it's just kind of like
a harsh opinion too.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, so a lot of it's just like, you know, a lot of people, it's like, keep it to yourself. But the people that really go out of their way to like make fools of themselves, it's like, all right, well, you kind of okay, buckle up. Like,
right.
I never go around looking to. I'm never an instigator of shit starting, but if people like are saying really dumb shit,
yeah, I'm
gonna have to like intertwine a little bit.
Yeah, like I actually like it when people go around and tell them like I just like people in general, but even the people that go around and they have some like hardline view of something, because I feel like in life there are very few black and white issues. I feel like most of the time we should be living in the gray area, and the times that we're not living in the gray area, we should be talking about it. Like if I'm in the black and you're in the white, like let's talk about it and move into the gray, you know, a little bit. Yeah,
we live in a time, at least my experience, where like if you have an opinion on something that someone disagrees with, it makes you a bad person. Where I just wish that I work with someone who's like he's a self-admitted, like, I'm a social justice warrior, and like, you know, on so many different topics, like we agree on some things and we disagree on some things. And like, I don't know, like a lot of people, at least in like Portland, like it's like, oh, if you believe that way, like you're an idiot. I'm like, well, no, like,
right, just automatic judgment call.
Yeah, it's just
like cool, thanks.
Yeah, with my coworker who's a self-proclaimed, you know, social justice warrior, like, if there's an issue or just like a topic of conversation, we'll just like discuss it. And at the end, like the worst thing, it's like, oh, I agree with that. It's like, well, I disagree with that. And it's just like next subject.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Like the Seahawks still suck.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Right. Right. And it's like anything too. Like you could like a comic and I can dislike a comic.
Yeah.
And we can still like each other.
Yeah.
Or a joke, a specific joke.
Right.
Like I really enjoyed, the Bill Burr feminist. There's no feminist in a house fire joke.
Right.
And you could hate that joke because he's kind of poking fun at feminists. We could talk about it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then, you know, maybe at the end, we still have our own opinions. Like, I still love it. You still hate it. But we can still like each other. We can still get along on 99.9% of the other issues and walk away. And I feel like that's something that's missing in society, is like just allowing people to disagree.
Yeah, it's like I think perfection is bullshit and stupid, and so it's like
Amen.
it'd be really boring to be like agree with everything someone says. Like, where's the topic? Like, where's conversation? Where's a little bit of debate? Like,
Right.
And then it's like if maybe you thought one way about something, and someone thinks a totally different way, maybe your opinion gets swayed a little bit, or
Right.
you like I'm very open-minded. Like if I'm like, no, this is kind of how I've always believed it. Well, if someone sends me like a good theory or just like facts or like, a different way of looking at it, I have no problem changing my opinion on things.
Yeah.
I just wish people could converse more about it without getting upset.
Yep. I agree. Dialogue is key, man.
Yeah.
Dialogue without judgment is key.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've had dialogue with people and people are like, you're an idiot. Like, can we still talk about it? I don't even mind when people call me names. Mm-hmm. I actually kind of find it funny, and I'll own it to most. I mean, to their credit, like I am an idiot in a lot of ways, which is also part of the reason why I have this podcast, so I can learn some shit.
Right.
But like when you call someone an idiot and then cut off dialogue, or over talk, or just shout someone down, I think that's when. I mean, that's obviously when division occurs.
No, you got to give people a chance to like rebuttal.
Right.
Or you're just like, you're
Or
wrong, you're wrong. Like,
yeah.
Okay, are you even going to let me explain myself?
Yeah. And even if they don't want to, like, just staying in that, like, not staying in the pocket, but like allowing a conversation switch. And a lot of times I've had people who like won't get off the freaking topics. Like, we're not going to agree. Like, I like you, you like me. Like, for the most part, like, we've always had good conversation.
Yeah.
And now you want to pick an argument about some stupid, like, fucking, if we should all be vegan or not.
Right.
And like, I don't agree with you. I'm never going to agree with you. You're not going to agree with me. But like, why can't we just drop this topic and move on to something else? Like, is this the hill you're going to die on for like a relationship?
Yeah, no.
It's weird. It's weird to me.
You got to grow with people, and just people have different opinions about everything.
And and who knows? Maybe if you wouldn't have been a dick and like called me some meat-eating fat ass, like maybe in 3 months, if you would have been patient and kind, maybe I would have been a vegan.
Yeah, cook me a couple vegan meals.
Yeah, but maybe now, because you called me all these names, I'm just gonna become a hardcore meatitarian and hate vegans.
Yeah, and that's that's on you as much as it is on me, because you didn't give me a chance to. We didn't get a chance to discuss it.
Yeah, we didn't get to climb into that gray area.
Yeah, but everyone. Yeah, gray is good.
Gray is good. Oh, one more question. Where did you get the name Eric Eagle?
Oh, so Eagle, I'm inviting you, if you're free, 27th of January or February 24th at 8:30, the Waypost. Love to have you come check out my comedy show.
Be awesome. I'd love to go.
$3 suggested donation.
Yeah.
Goes, and I'll buy you a beverage, for showing up.
I'll show up and buy a beverage.
Cool,
sure.
Cool. Hell yeah. So Eagle is the name of my cowboy alter ego.
Ah.
I wear a cowboy hat, and I get like loud. I have like an Eagle cowboy button-up shirt. I got a bunch of loud, just like country, like a Navajo print one.
Nice.
I have like a embroidered one with rose. Like I love Western wear.
Okay.
Like I'm wearing Wranglers right now. These are like my ride or die jeans.
Nice.
And I just was like, man, I just want to try like my set.
Yeah.
In a country accent. Like, I love the Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was hilarious, in its prime. I'm like, I'm going to do my material, but I'm just going to talk in a redneck. I'm going to talk like this.
Yeah.
Do shit like this. And it's going to be real funny. And people generally love it.
Yeah.
Because
sure.
I'm just like a clown cowboy that's just like telling my jokes.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you look way more comfortable up there. I'm like, yeah, because I'm like playing a character.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you say a lot of really idiotic things. I'm like, hey, it's not me, it's Eagle. And it's kind of like my way to like get out of myself.
That's actually pretty That's pretty genius.
Thanks, man. You'll probably get to see, Eagle might make an appearance.
I like it, Eric Eagle. I was thinking about that, and then because that's your Instagram handle.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's listening, if you want to follow Eric on Instagram, it's
Eric Eagle Comedy.
Eric Eagle Comedy. So look him up on Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
I am on Twitter, but I never use it. But if you do want to see, I used to give fantasy football advice to people, and it's at Eric's Sports.
Eric's Sports. Nice.
And then when I filled out that questionnaire, it was like I put Enrique too.
Yeah.
That's my Uber name.
Oh, okay.
I do that as kind of like a way to just see how people handle it, because like I'm a big, Scandinavian, like I'm pretty white.
Yeah.
So when I have a name like Enrique,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, Enrique? I'm like, that's me.
Yep. Right.
And I've had like crusty old
As
boomers.
promised.
Yeah, I've had crusty old boomers like, how do you pronounce this? Enric? I'm like, Enrique? And they like turn around, like look at me, they're like, Enrique? I'm like, yeah, it's my name.
I mean, to their credit, Enric sounds Nordic.
Very Nordic, yeah.
Enric?
Yeah, but I've never heard Enric.
The Viking conqueror?
Yeah.
No, Enrique. The fucking
I have like coworkers
Mexican,
that I have coworkers call me Enrique, and it's just like, oh,
I like it.
It's a great name.
I think I might call you Enrique from here on out.
I'm totally down with that.
Enrique.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I really appreciate you coming on. Once again, we're plugging Loads of Laughs.
Yes, sir.
Loads of Laughs on...
We have a 2-show deal, January 27th and February 24th, the last Mondays of the month. That'll be at the Waypost, 3120 North Williams. And the show starts around 8:30 with myself, my co-host Nate Nooner, at Noon Towns Down on Instagram. And we got a full band now. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really hope anyone listening is down to check it out. Nate, you've been
Very cool.
You've been a really gracious host. This has been a lot of fun, man.
Oh, cool. I'm really glad you were able to make it on, and I'm really glad, like, this is really the first time that from meeting you to having someone on, I think it's the fastest we've had someone on the show.
Well,
it's pretty cool.
I'm super happy to be here. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has been really fun. I don't think there's anything more fitting for two white guys to gather on a Martin Luther King Day and just joke around. And
everyone deserves to like have an opportunity to do everything, and he's like one of the greatest Americans of all time, and definitely deserves his day. And
yeah,
hope everyone enjoys their Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and just be kind to each other. Don't be fucking assholes. Don't be racist. Don't be like that. Just won't get us anywhere.
Yeah.
We got to progress as a people, all as one. And
not in public anyway. Did you know Martin Luther King was known as the comedian of the civil rights movement?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he was actually a really big jokester. By a lot of the people around him, he was known as like a comedian.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yep.
I actually want to read a couple books that he's read. I know like a SparkNotes version of everything he did just from like history class in school, but he's always been someone I've wanted to like dive into his works.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing figure. So
yeah, he seemed cool.
Yeah. I'm all into it.
Yeah, well, it was really awesome having you on, Eric, and I will look forward to seeing you at the show. And if you guys are available, if you're listening, you're in the area, come check out one of the shows at Loads of Laughs.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.